Welcome to Bitcoin Technical Analysis number 3 on World Crypto Network. Today we're here with Pip Foundry. We're here with George from BTC, SX, and Cointelegraph, and we're also here with Vix from the TeamSpeak Whale Club. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, great.
Yeah, it's going
Great,
well.
yeah. So we've got a little movement in the Bitcoin market lately. It's not flat anymore. And there's the situation in Greece has also been changing. George, tell us a little bit about your chart.
So last week I had talked about how China had an impact on the market, and really it's been like a confluence of events, I think. And some of these guys will talk about the DDoS attack and stuff like that, but I also want to talk about Greece because, as everyone here knows, sentiment and technical analysis are really the two things that really move the price of Bitcoin. And I put a chart together here just showing how range bound it was until about the beginning, middle of June when China started crashing and then everything started changing in Greece. So the next chart I'll show you is just a timeline of the events in Greece and how like the Bitcoin price started to react to it. And really it just starts with like the IMF, Greece asking the IMF to postpone and people not really knowing what that meant and people really still thinking a deal was going to be made. But then Greece started walking out of the talks and there was chatter of default. Cyprus then threatened to withhold payments and Lagarde expressed urgency on the situation, and then Draghi started getting involved and things really started getting real until the point where this referendum was called, and then the Greeks voted no, and then Greece missed this payment, and the banks, there was capital control in the banks, as you can see, going into the beginning of July, and then sentiment really started changing when Varoufakis resigned, and people thought for sure there would be no deal, and it ran right up in price pretty much until the deal was announced, and I was watching the charts, and a bunch of people were, and it was about a 15-20 minute delay before the price actually started tanking from around 310 down. And of course there were other reasons why. Something else was happening at that time. I'll let some of the other guys talk about that, but it's still hanging in this price range. I believe that the parliament is voting in Greece. I don't know if they announced the results of that yet. I just woke up. I'm in Australia, and Greece missed another payment. So you can see that during this timeline, like sentiment and Greek situation coupled with China, that's one of the reasons why the Bitcoin price has been on the move and really pretty sensitive to some of these key events. And that's really all I have for today.
Okay, thanks a lot, George. Okay, Pip Foundry, I believe that you've got some charts for us. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Hi, Theo.
Hi.
And thanks, George. That was awesome. I do just have one chart today, and that's just what I have right on the screen. It's a synopsis of kind of the events of the denial of service attack and problems that were kind of, I don't know. The denial of service attack of OKCoin definitely exacerbated the top. Let's put it that way. So let's just look at the beginning of the chart where the run up created a crazy mad dash to margin call anybody that was short at 300 because there wasn't a lot of resistance past 300. A lot of people didn't think to put asks there. The book was pretty thin, so it was really easy to do, I think, for anybody that had a VPS on the exchange. And it's unfortunate, but when it did come back on, I think that the market kind of came back to its senses, recovered pretty well. They didn't create any divergences at the time, like that were massive, but it definitely was going to have a problem before it created a new high. If you see, we just printed this bearish divergence right there, and we did create a new high, but we never did even remotely challenge 350, and the chances of it doing that were pretty slim. As you can see, we started to sell off. When the denial of service attack hit, the support broke there, and then what we ended up having was a trend reversal, as you can see. We got a strong down arrow, a lot of negative divergence, and then on the momentum RSI we went just absolutely, well, we went terrible. And then here we are now, and we closed the initial gap, but it just created a lot of divergence, and in order to escape that, we're probably going to have to correct again. So I'm thinking that we're gonna dip into liquidity a little lower, and then from there we have a chance to rally, because this is a nice bullish pattern overall. So that's all I have.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah, that's very interesting to see the two DDoS times in perspective like that with those big gaps. Okay, BTC VIX, you've got some more to tell us about the DDoS attacks that happened on OKCoin 2 times lately.
Yeah, I'll specifically start with the first one because that's where we actually got an initial statement out of OKCoin, and then as we found out some of the details later. So I did write up a Reddit post. It got pretty well covered. Basically, what's interesting is that I'm highlighting here that OKCoin came out and they made the statement that they're going to basically compensate people in this range of 1,700 to 1,719. So I'd seen some earlier posts that this was a little bit convenient in the time that they picked. So I went back on the 1-minute chart and looked at exactly what time frame they're looking at compensating people for. And it's basically this red blocked out area right here. I mean, there actually wasn't a tremendous amount of movement. It doesn't look like there was a lot of movement because of the scale, but I think roughly it was about $10 if you include this candle, $8. And then we really had this explosion up into the 350 area on that first DDoS attack. And I went through the liquidations page, and I uncovered that exactly at 17:19:05, 5 seconds after cutoff, there was a 6,400 BTC liquidation. So it seems, with my post, I'm kind of picking on them as far as, hey, you guys decide to make this gesture that you're going to compensate people, and you've kind of cherry-picked the time period as not to have to take on a larger burden. And we got Jim to make this GIF recently that's on repeat. It's kind of an insult.
So what's this thing? The door with the 20x? Is that a jail? Is that jail or what is that? Oh no, I see it. Okay, the square there. Anyway, that's a great GIF from Jim. Anything else, Vix? Pip, are you there?
I am indeed.
Okay, I don't know what happened to Vix. I don't hear him. I guess he got wood chipped. Let's see. Let's check a
I
little.
think everybody got just a little bit wood chipped.
I think he got wood chipped, ladies and gentlemen, live on air. So
It happens sometimes out there in the world.
it does. It does. We're live, ladies and gentlemen, and sometimes on live video feeds, this is basically live TV stuff happens. So I think that Vix got wood chipped. But just to put it all together, if you want to check out Vix's Reddit post, then check out Reddit/r/Bitcoin markets, and I'm sure it has a lot of links and a lot of things, and I think that's really interesting that there was that margin call right, I think it was less than a minute out of the window that they want to compensate people. That just is a interesting coincidence.
Yeah, it was 30 seconds or something, 5 seconds, is that what it was, Vic?
Yeah, 5 seconds.
6,000 BTC, is that what it was?
Yeah, 6,000 BTC right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's been really difficult to try and establish a trade setup when you don't know if the platform itself is going to be stable. And this has been something I've been hammering home, not to get off of a price discussion tangent, But if the platform that you're trading on, there's an issue of whether it's going to be up or down, it affects trader behavior. And as traders, I mean, what are we looking for? They need to step up and provide the resources to defend against something like this for being the #1 exchange in the world, and not go off lollygagging on wallets and payments and whatever else they think they can do.
Yeah, I think they were even talking about making a new fund, an incident fund. So now there's the insurance fund and the incident fund and all this. Yeah, so there is, I think, yeah, in general, especially in crypto, there's the basis risk that something could happen to the platform, whether that's a hack, whether that's legal problems, whether it's fraud. You have a pretty substantial risk, I think, in the.
Well, I mean, have we discussed the fact that they publicly posted the supposed ransom letter that the Mouse hacker group gave to them? And then, really, from my perspective, I question the professionalism of that, because if it's truly a criminal activity, which it is, then I would think that it should be reported to authorities, and the fact that would be publicized would be probably not something they would prefer. But I'm just postulating.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You mean not to give them more attention and post their own ransom letter, basically.
It seems a little out of place.
Right. Okay, any final words from George, Vix, or Pip before we close it out?
That's about it. I definitely, just to come back to price action, want to reiterate that I'm pretty much in agreement with Pip. I'd actually like to see a bullish move coming out of this, but I don't know, just something in me suggests that we need to go down and test that lower liquidity pool, probably in like the high 270s or something to that effect. However, we do have a significant amount of liquidations over 300 that got caught during that second DDoS attack that are going to weigh on the socialized loss. So if the wood chipper is strong, that should push up into that those hanging margin calls before settlement happens in about 30 hours, 36 hours roughly.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Okay, great. Okay, anything else, George? I'm not sure. Yeah, George? Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Theo, for having us.
Yeah, thanks, Pip. Thanks, George. Thanks, BTC Vix. And that was Bitcoin Technical Analysis Edition 3 on World Crypto Network. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, share this video. Please put your comments, and we will get to you as soon as possible. Check out this show next week at the same time, at the same place. Also, check out the links I've put in the description to Pip Foundry, to the TeamSpeak, Whale Club, and to Hass Online. And thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.